Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Joe with your sneak peek at next week. Episode number 493 for Comics originally releasing January the 30th, 2019. A fifth week, 5 weeks into this first month of 2019. But before Drew and I get into your what's coming out in your local comic book shops and the FOC, before we do any of that, Drew, we've got all kinds of fun stuff happening in the world of comics.
Yeah, and we've got to say right off the bat that Comics for Fun and Profit has the best listeners in the world. Because, we have, Eric's always awesome, taking care of us from Cowabunga. We've got Jason in Hawaii. We've got great people giving us feedback and awesome questions all the time. And today we had Tim Penart and his brother Everett, who, if you'll recall, wanted to donate something for our last contest. We just didn't cross paths in time, but he still wanted to give it to us. So Tim had his poor brother on his day off, made him come and meet me and give me that free comic for our next contest. So thank you, Tim, and thank you, Everett, for hooking us up on that, and it'll make somebody very happy when they win because it's a really cool comic. So it's a nice CG Seed comic. So that'll be fun for our next contest. That is TBD. So thank you guys. We appreciate that. And speaking of Jason, he was ribbing us because we were talking about DC needs a shakeup. They need to change some things. And we were speculating on who needs to go, and he said the power of the C4 FAP. There is a DC corporate shakeup today, and he sent us a list of some of the things that happened at DC. They laid off 7 employees, including 2 senior vice presidents and of another vice president, as well as 4 other people. So very sad to see 7 people laid off. Nobody's in editorial though. So the people that are actually running the books, they're held harmless until summer at the earliest. If they ever make any editorial changes, it wouldn't be until summer. They have done some reorganization to where they've combined a couple of their operational units under one vice president to run. I don't really understand, it's like publishing strategy and support services or something like that. I don't really get it, how their corporate structure works. But from the looks of the press release, it looks like it was sales aren't what they need to be. We need to cut. So the easiest way for Weasley bean counters to make a budget work is to just cut salary, cut people. So that's what they did. They cut 7 people, and we'll see if now that they have less people in what seems to me to be a streamlined operation already with only 240 people total. Well, 233 now. Putting out nearly 100 books a month and managing all the digital, online, other ancillary toys, things like that. Seems like it's a pretty lean ship already to me.
Yeah.
But, I guess they're going to do what they're going to do. We'll see if this makes any difference at all. I would say no. Makes the shareholders happy maybe that there was some cost cutting that happened, but not a real visionary move. It doesn't look like to me.
Yeah, and listener Ryan shot me a message as soon as all that scuttlebutt was happening that I tossed back to you and Eric just when we were trying to figure out what was going on when there was rumors of a mix and shake up there, and we were just wondering how deep it was going to go.
Yeah, exactly. And so we'll see. We thought it was coming. We thought it would be the big kahunas at the top. No, they're fine. We thought it might be editorial so that the books would get better. No, that's going to be left alone. It's, marketing guys, those,
who needs them?
Yeah. dime a dozen marketing guys. So it's too bad. Tyler Lewis writes and says, "Hey, Kyle and Drew, love the podcast. Always look forward to listening to you guys every week. Drew, I can't believe they are canceling Scooby Apocalypse.
Oh.
After listening to you rant and rave about it, I don't know if I ranted and raved, but
There's been several raves.
not a lot of rants. For so long, I decided to check it out around the time that Fred died. Spoiler, and I love it. But I hear from Bleeding Cool they are pulling all Hanna-Barbera properties from DC, which is disappointing. Just had to let Drew know he wasn't the only one reading it. Keep up the good work." It is sad. Heck, man, by the time it's done, it's probably going to have around 40 issues. That's pretty good.
And it seems to have come a long way from the very, very douchey cover of issue number 1.
Yeah.
Kind of the way I judged it there.
On the elevator pitch of Scooby-Doo meets Walking Dead, that's got legs, I guess. So that's pretty cool.
It was a little too hipster from the beginning, but it seems like it moved from that to something with a little more substance.
That's true. Before we saw that first issue, and we just saw, hipster Shaggy, and it was not well received.
Yeah,
that's true. Mike Meyer says, "Thank you, Comics for Fun and Profit, for providing hours worth of entertainment for free. You make my morning walks pleasurable, and thanks for your optimism, because everybody can be negative, and I don't need that."
There you go.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ryan Lowry has 2 random thoughts. Gents, first things first. As always, love the podcast. One of the best parts of my podcast rotation. Keep up the good work. Secondly, excuse the length of this message. I have 2 random questions for your consideration. Number 1, often I hear podcasters and reviewers refer to comic books using television and movie terms. For instance, issue versus episode, Kyle,
yep.
or panel versus scene, etc. Generally, they will correct themselves and use the more traditional comic book terms, issue, panel, etc. Do you think it would actually be a good idea to start using the more familiar television movie terms when describing comic books? This would theoretically bring the language to a more contemporary and maybe younger audience. So in episode 14 of Thor, there were several scenes with Loki, etc. You get the idea.
Most of
them. No. I do think... I think a lot of people do the issue versus episode thing. It's not just Kyle. It's not just me. I hear lots of podcasters that talk about comics making that mistake. I've not heard the panel versus scene very often.
Yeah.
But I do hear tons of film school kids, that when they describe comics using screenwriting vernacular and movie terms, they use things like cold open and set pieces, and they say things like that. That's ripped from, that's Hollywood jargon.
Yeah.
So you hear that constantly, and that can get tiresome.
We always talk about the writing trope of beginning in the future and then jumping back. We use that as an old television writing trope when we talk of comics doing that.
It's called what? In media res? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and we're guilty of that too. I think I've actually seen some podcasters who just lean into it, and they actually say in this issue, and when they're talking about their episode, and vice versa. So I think that's okay. They're pretty interchangeable, and people have fun with it. I don't think it would make a difference, as far as getting a younger audience, in my opinion. Kyle?
Yeah, I find myself a lot with Walking Dead misusing the issue and episode a lot. Yeah. I try to, when I can, err on the side of issue just because I like that. I've on many times called a television series on its, season 5, issues 3. I mean, episode 3.
Yeah, so exactly.
That's just kind of it.
And when you have a media property that has both episodes and issues, that's on you.
Yeah.
So that's Walking Dead's fault. His second point has some subset points inside of him. You both recently discussed the challenge of keeping your personal comic collections organized. I have 2 tips. I use the League of Comic Geeks, leagueofcomicgeeks.com website to catalog and track all of my books. It is super easy to use. In addition, I label all of my short boxes, A1, B1, C1, etc., and add that location to my notes for each book. That way, I always know exactly where to find any particular book. For instance, Crowded number 1 is in B1. Just food for thought. Thanks, Ryan. I'll have to check that out. If that has compatibility with a scanner tool, like some of the database software does, that's a good idea. Especially if it's free. I like that, because what I'm doing ain't working, and I don't like sorting through stuff and merging, and it's a hassle I don't have time for. So
merging is the big thing. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I was obnoxiously organized.
You were
through the first 1,500 books of my collection,
meticulous,
when it all fit on a perfect shelf.
Yep.
Then once I got to a third Walking Dead box and a second Saga box and a fourth Walking Dead box, and then my Batman went to multiple series and pushed through. The merging of one box to another, and therefore additional labeling, and then having a box that would subsequently only have a few things in it was near empty, and then putting backloaded things into that box that then mixed the two, which threw off everything, caused me to cry, run into a corner, and I've yet to come out.
Yeah, it's funny because when you have a small collection, it can be focused and curated well and nicely. Everything's fine. But once you get into the thousands and thousands of comics, it becomes a job to maintain, and it's not as much fun unless you have staff.
Yeah, because I have 2,000 to 3,000 books logged in my comic book realm.
Yeah, you do a good job of that.
But I'm a year behind.
Now you're a year behind, yeah. So you were doing well. So
I was doing great.
But you do have a passel of children who are getting to the age that they know their ABCs.
Their nimble fingers are not as gentle as I'd like, and until that point happens.
Maybe that could be... You might have a little workforce there. You might be able to do some bribery.
Yes, child labor laws don't work within the family structure, correct?
I think you're golden.
Hey.
You might have your solution right in front of you. I'm going to check out that what is it? League of Comic Geeks, leagueofcomicgeeks.com website, and see how easy it is to use. If I can scan the stuff in, great. If I have to type it in, I'm not using it. So I'll check that. I'll check that out. That sounds like a cool opportunity to get me organized. Just Joe says, listening to you and Kyle this morning, like every Monday, and heard the talk on Rags and how that creator hates speculators. To quote the show, hate is a strong word. But I can't blame the guy if he doesn't care for it. He has a book he wants to put out, but they get put out and flipped so high, some people can't even read it. I got lucky with mine. I saw it on previews, and I got it before it was hot. But getting this number 2 was hard, but I also got 3. So to wrap this up, I can't blame the man if he doesn't like it, but you can't hate the player, hate the game.
There you go.
There you go. I like that.
I mean, if you don't like that kind of thing, have the confidence in your own book to buy an extra 1,000 and sell them direct, which he didn't do.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Lamb says, I agree with Kyle. I am going to trim my pull list and actually get up to date with ongoing series. I am 4 to 5 issues behind on a lot of my stuff.
Yeah.
And also, he says, Chiefs Kingdom feels the sting of being one step away from the Super Bowl. Will Brady ever retire?
Stupid illegal formation call, roughing the Brady call.
Yeah. Von Miller's little pinky finger was across the line, and they overturned an interception. That's how it works, man. You should be a Steelers fan, and you have to go through this thing half a dozen times now where the Patriots have snuffed out our postseason dreams.
Yeah. Even if Jesse James broke the plane and clearly a touchdown.
Clearly a touchdown, and it's now officially a touchdown this year. Doesn't do me any good.
No good.
Now we have disgruntled players over here. I don't want to talk about.
I'll never get those sleepless nights back.
This is not football for fun and profit. This is comics for fun and profit. But we feel your pain, Mr. Lamb, and good luck to your Chiefs next year. Just want you to know we were both rooting for your team very hard, and they just came up just a little short.
Yeah.
As happens when there's cheaters.
We have fans in Boston.
We probably have no Patriot fans listening. Carl asks, with the Uncanny X-Men now back in full swing, X-Men comic back in full swing, are there any other classic series that should return from Marvel or DC? Well, Sergeant Rock, of course.
Oh, there you go.
That's been going a long time. I consider Sergeant Rock a classic series. I read it when I was a kid for a long time, and that's one I'd love to see come back. Anything else that's... Oh, you know what else would be good? Hope I'm not taking yours, Kyle. Marvel Team Up.
Oh, there you go.
With Spider-Man and somebody. That was a really fun series that ran forever, and I loved that series. And I have a heck of a run of it. Not a complete run, but I've got a really nice, healthy run of that. I'd love to see that come back.
There you go. I wonder if Power Pack could work anymore.
Yeah. No, they did that one shot. Did you read that one shot?
I picked up the one shot. And, of course, some of those characters carried over into Runaways and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Power Pack could come back. I wouldn't read it. But heck, I read Young Justice, so maybe I would. You never know.
You got your West Coast Avengers back, so that's all you
Yeah, I already got West Coast Avengers back.
Is it time for Moon Knight to come back?
No.
Okay.
He could take a break. It's okay. I just feel good that they continue to trot him out and try over and over again. So that's a good one. But
everything seems to be back. Like Turok's back, and like you said, Uncanny. And I'm trying to think of
on the
old
DC
things.
side. Well, I said Sergeant Rock. That's DC. But what about Blue Devil?
Oh,
okay. I really enjoyed Blue Devil as a kid. I wonder if anybody else likes Blue Devil in the world. But I did, and it came back a little bit in the New 52, and they had like this Spotlight series, DC Spotlight or something, that had a couple of stories in it, and I think Blue Devil was always one of them. So that's a possibility. Maybe they could come back. So yeah,
I'm blanking on any Marvel. Yeah, Marvel seems to have most of the things back with Uncanny back.
Yeah. I bet you Marvel 2-in-1 comes back this year sometime. Maybe Web of Spider-Man, since they've done all the other Spider-Man.
Bring 2099 back.
Bring 2099 back. Yeah, heck yeah. Bring them all back. I mean, that's what comics is great at, is recycling old stuff over and over again to hit your nostalgia buttons and open up your wallet. So if there's anything back that was classic and made any money ever, they will redo it. So, well, yeah, that's a good question. I like that. Ben says, I get really excited when my letter gets printed in an issue of a comic I'm reading. Do you guys ever write letters or emails to comics, or ever get any printed? Well, I was really super excited when my letter got printed in Postal number 7 a long time ago. That was probably, 3 years ago, something like that?
Uh-huh.
And bought multiple copies of it. So I get it, Ben. I nerd out a little bit as well. And I also get excited when podcasts that I listen to read my questions. So that I'm like, cool. They cared enough to listen to my question and read it on the air. So that's kind of why we do feedback, is because I enjoy people that take the time to respond. So that's why we respond to you guys. So that's kind of the same thing. Kyle, you're not much of a letter writer, are you?
No, not at all.
You just tweet.
But but I wonder if they were to mention my name, I'm sure I would be excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's if you're asking for permission, it's perfectly fine to get excited when your letter gets printed and to.
I even get excited like Wolf. I saw Wolf Warner's name in the back of a book, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yes, that's true. We get excited for you guys when you get in there too. That's true. So yeah, that's very cool. Keep writing. We got the news just a little while ago that Reborn has been optioned by Netflix for, I don't know if it's a series. I think it's a series. Yeah, it's a Netflix series.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Mark Millar and Greg Capullo 6-issue series from Image a while ago. Was that right?
Yeah, it sounds right.
And which we loved it when it came out. And then I don't remember if it ended well or not. I think it stuck the landing.
I think it did too.
It's not. It was the old lady who went back. I was like in heaven, and then she was young again, right?
Bonnie Black, who dies in a Manhattan hospital, only to find herself reborn in the prime of life in the afterlife world of Adisteria.
Man, you did great with that. You just pulled that right from your brain.
Nope, reading the press release.
Fantastic. So yeah, we liked it.
We went heavy. We were heavy,
and we made it a pick of the week back then. And I know I have some stuffed in one of my little. I wish it was in B1, but I don't have those labeled like it, so I don't know where it is. But it's in here somewhere, so I got to find mine and see how many I have. If I have the full run, how many multiple copies of cover A's and B's and C's I have. Because they did multiple covers too.
Yeah, they did, and I went for a few multiple covers.
So yeah,
and it's a cool team. It's they said it's the Lego Batman filmmaker Chris McKay is going to direct.
Okay.
Sandra Bullock is attached as a producer, and the producers of It, Vertigo Entertainment, are also involved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Sandra Bullock going to star?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that'd be awesome. I could see that. I could see her as the star. That'd be awesome.
I'm hearing from sources that Gravity star Bullock could potentially lead cast in the movie, which is currently in development.
Yeah.
So they're still talking about that possibly being.
Well, she got that Bird Box money.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you never know. Dust your copies off. I think issue 1 is currently selling in the $15 to $20 range, which is a nice tidy profit if you want to get cash in right now. Kyle, are you going to sell yours? Or you going to hold on until the movie's out?
I'll probably put one up now and make my $15 or whatever, and be like, all right, I've made all my money back, and then I will put a run together and probably put it up later. I think I'm going to wait. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think I'll see how many I have. And see if the cat chewed them up. And if they're nice and clean, then I'll sell them as many as I can and take all the money and run.
Yeah, if I can get 15 apiece, I'm going to sell them all. I'm going to try to put at least a run together of 1 through probably, I can't remember. I don't know if I went all the way on them or if I through 5 or 6 or something.
If I remember 2-3 years ago, you were doing you were pre-ordering 1, 2, 3 multiples of stuff you liked there for a while. And I don't know if you were finishing it or not.
Yeah. When I fell behind reading on things, I fell behind ordering heavy on some stuff too.
Yeah. So go get your Reborns out and
check your LCSs. There's some of these in dollar books because other people went fairly heavy on it too.
Yeah. Every LCS bought a lot of it, so they're floating around somewhere. And if you can get there before your LCS does, and they realize what they have and then mark them up, you should be able to clean them out.
Yeah.
I know my LCS hasn't woken up yet to him, so I'll go next week and take a look. Faux show. Let's see what's next. Oh, our Comic-Con numbers for December. We both said that the top 3 would be over 100,000. And we were correct.
Hey, all right.
And I believe you said Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah, we had I had the over on 175 or something, and you had the under. Yes,
and so you were right. It was Batman Who Laughs did 220,000.
I did not think it would be that high, but that's awesome.
I didn't think so either. So there was a lot of demand for that, and I don't think it had a lot of covers, did it?
2, just the Jock and the regular.
Okay, so yeah, that's really well. For that.
There might have been a sketch, or a blank. I can't remember.
Batman Dam did 138. Doomsday Clock number 8 did 123. Batman 60 and 61 did 91,000 and 88,000. So now it's below 90. So something's got to get shook up there. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man 11 at 79,000, almost 800 there. Fantastic Four number 5 did 78,000. Amazing Spider-Man again with issue 12 did 75,000, and the Batman Annual did 68. And Shazam's debut rounded out the top 10 with 66,950.
That seems way lower than I thought. I thought Shazam, when I saw it solicited, I thought that would do much better than that.
Yeah, I mean, I think word of mouth is going to be good with it.
Yeah.
So I can see it leveling at around 50,000 and selling pretty consistently for a while, hopefully. If it doesn't have that massive drop off. Some other ones of note: Superior Spider-Man's number 1 issue did 66,000. That bogus Fantastic Four wedding special where there wasn't a wedding and it wasn't that special did 64,000.
Walking Dead, 58,000.
Feels like it's down.
Yep.
It's like down significant. Oh, well, there aren't.
I can't remember if there was Sigovich coverage on that one or not.
It was in December.
So,
I would think so, yeah. Should have been. So, single floppy's not selling as well for Walking Dead. Miles Morales Spider-Man, it did 57,000 for its first issue. Also lower than I expected.
It ranked 41. Martian Manhunter number 1, 39,312.
Yeah, that was kind of an acquired taste. It was a weird Steve Orlando book.
That's right.
Catwoman's 6th issue is holding steady at 48,000. I'm pretty proud of that. Good old Joel Jones, hovering at 50,000 on 6th issue, well after the honeymoon period's over. Her covers and the Artgerm covers probably helping a little bit, but
yeah, very good.
But it's really been pretty consistent as a seller. Immortal Hulk, I think it continues to get strong word of mouth, is up a little bit, up to in the 40s with its 10th issue. It's another one that seems to be trending in the right direction.
Yeah. Marvel Knights 20th. Its third one at 31,000.
That should have been a bigger deal.
I thought so too. That's exactly what I was thinking on that.
Yeah, and there's 4th issue, a few slots behind. It's below 30,000.
It is down already. Jeez.
Was it just a 5-ish, 6-issue?
Yeah, it was a short series.
So it'll be over by the end of the month. Harley Quinn, 55 is down in 27,000. I think it's going to tick back up because of its B covers are really catching fire.
Yeah,
and I think people are going to notice and start pre-ordering a lot more of those. It's at X-23 number 7. It had a first appearance, didn't it?
Yes, that one did.
Yeah. Only 26,000 of those out there in the wild.
First appearance of ex-assassin Wolverine.
Killmonger debuts at 24,000, so not great. Freedom Fighters debuts at 23,000, not great.
Livewire from Valiant there at where was it? Rank 78 at 24,638.
Mm-hmm. Champions 27 at 18,000, and then it must have relaunched in January. Did the first issue come out in January? I guess. So it'll get some juice for a little while, but we can see that it wants to be at 18. So I don't know how long the ones can hold it up there.
Yeah.
Unnatural, its 5th issue sold 16,000. That's pretty good for an Image book.
Middle West down at 139 with its 2nd issue, 11,635.
Die's 6th issue did 13,000. Still hasn't been in a previews catalog. I mean, I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Self-Made, the first issue from Image, that was a really good issue, really good comic. You'd like it, Kyle. It's got a gamer aspect to it that I think you'd dig. But it sold 11,000 copies. I can definitely see this in some kind of other media, like Ready Player One type of thing. It's got that potential, I think. It's really good so far. First couple of issues have been great.
Gotcha.
Outcast, we've heard, is ending, so it's going to be ending by 50. I'm kind of kicking myself. I have too many holes, and I stopped and started on it, so I'm not going to be able to put together a complete run of that.
Yeah. I've got a big hole in mine, too.
Yeah.
Although I really like the book. I just, yeah.
Scooby Apocalypse, we heard, is ending, and we see why. It sold 10,000 copies of its 32nd issue.
That reorder on Spider-Geddon 1, I take it?
Probably. Murder Falcon, its third issue, a solid 7,500 copies.
Yeah.
That's respectable. I mean, we'd really have two different standards, 7,500 for a Marvel DC, we'd go, my God, how is that thing still around? But if it's just you and your buddy who's drawing it, and you guys just, it's a passion project, 7,500, that's okay.
Not too shabby, nothing to swing a stick at.
Yeah, if you can get that thing to get a couple trades out of that, you're going to pay off your house.
Wizard Beach #1 from Boom down at the 5,258 at rank 233.
I have the second issue staring at me, and I just haven't been able to read that one yet.
Yeah.
Get around to it sometime. Anything else jumping out to you?
Pretty much the same as before. Yep. Hey Kids Comics issue 5 at 3,367. Issue 5 was the last one?
Yeah. Yep, that was it. Probably won't be another. Unfortunate timing for Mr. Chaikin. It was a fun series, kind of poking fun at the industry and some of the big wigs of the industry, but the Stan Lee, the one that kind of butchered Stan Lee the most, that issue came out around the same time he died.
Yeah.
Kind of poor timing on that one. Not that there's ever a good time to butcher somebody, but it was lighthearted fun, but
yeah,
it wasn't that bad. Well, if you don't have anything else, let's head on over to Eric's FOC.
All right, of course, the FOC is the final order cutoff. It's your last opportunity to order a few books that you missed when you did your previews, or something that's caught fire lately in your hearts. Of course, you have this weekend through midday Monday in order to add this to your pool to get it just like as if you'd ordered it months ago. We like to go through these to see if there's any hidden gems we missed or any FOC exclusive types of things. And of course, this is all something that our good friend Eric at Cowabunga curates and sends out to us so that we have the ability to parse through it and see if there's anything there. If your LCS does not do FOCs, it is actually a really game-changing thing and something we really enjoy. Email Eric with a C at Cowabunga Comics with a K and get yourself on that list if you want to see what the FOC has to offer.
And there's also a bit.ly link in the show notes, that you just click on, and boom, you just type your stuff in, and you're on the list.
There you go. And Eric, of course, pulls out a few things that are moving as far as the FOC is concerned, or things that intrigue him, or he's seen an uptick in. He's featuring the variant edition of Nightwing 57. Not a bad little cover.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is compared to some of the things that I've been getting from Nightwing. I will take it. Midwest #4, very nice, of the Scotty Young Image series. Hulk Vereen's #1 of 3. A pretty rad little cover there, and then an awesome Giuseppe Camuncoli cover for Wolverine Infinity Watch #1, a 5-issue series coming out from Marvel.
Where did the Hulk Vereen's come from?
I assume it's a Weapon X project thing.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yep. And let's start where we like to start. In Dark Horse. Drew, I want to talk about Anthem #1. Anthem, of course, the video game that's coming out. Kind of gives you the vibes of playing a game as Iron Man, essentially. As of actually the time we're talking, the beta test is being run right now this weekend, and crashing servers all around the globe.
Well, you have never steered me wrong on these video game comics so far.
Yeah, I made you money on Bloodborne. I made you money on Life is Strange. I made you money on a couple other things as well. This is, I believe, a 4-issue series. Not a whole. Actually, I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. I may have just completely made that up. But I'm curious about the Anthem storyline enough that I'm ordering the first half a dozen of these, or however far. So, if you have any interest in that game coming out here soon, or I think specking on it a little bit, Anthem #1 I'm going to jump on because it's supposed to be one of the big titles this year.
Okay. And I totally missed it. This is one that I totally glossed over during the pre-order cycle. Didn't give it a second glance, and so now I did miss out. So I appreciate that.
Yep, and if it becomes one of the next big games, a lot of sometimes people clamor for some of the backstory and some of the things that flesh out the storyline that may not be in the game.
I'll be honest, I had never heard of Life is Strange, and that thing sold so fast to someone internationally, and that I probably didn't price it right. But it was a really super quick flip, and I more than
wish you'd had more.
Tripled my money. So yeah, I should have went heavier. So yeah, I love it when there's tons of views and people are excited about it and they want it right away, and that makes it easy to sell that stuff.
That's all I have for the Dark Horse stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's all I was seeing too.
All right, we have DC, of course. Batman #65.
Before you get there, look at that Cully Hammer Aquaman B cover.
Ooh, Cully Hammer. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The coloring's really nice.
Yeah, the yellow sky, the ship.
Yeah, very, very nice. Now this is this Batman where it's Batman Flash, a 4-issue thing. Is that what the price is?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
Jeffrey Allen Love on the B cover on that one. I'm not familiar with him.
No. Do you like it?
Not as well as a Matina or something, but
yeah.
Not bad. Cover #6, Drew. You've been reading cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like this. It's about a comic creator who, because they travel to cons all over the world, make the perfect spy so they can deliver poison or drop off a package, pick up a package or whatever.
And the cover B, Jim Lee has put himself on the cover.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That's kind of rad.
So he is the cover, the deep cover operative.
There you go.
Who knew?
Yeah. Pretty rad.
So what do you think about that? Do you think that has some potential?
There are going to be some Jim Lee people that want that in their Jim Lee collection.
I mean, wouldn't you want to get that signed by him?
You absolutely would. Absolutely.
That's kind of a cool one. I'm going to have to put a little pin in there just in case I go back. Yeah. Is High Level another Vertigo book? Yes. Yep. High Level is Rob Sheridan. What do I know him from?
Co-creator of 9 Inch Nails' groundbreaking Year Zero alternate reality game.
No, that is not it. Hundreds of years after the world ended and human society was rebuilt from scratch, a self-interested smuggler is forced to traverse a new continent of danger and mystery to deliver a child messiah to High Level, a mythical city at the top of the world from which no one has ever returned. Huh. I don't know that. Yeah, I missed that one too somehow during the... I think I kind of glossed over a lot of these Vertigos because they were not wowing me at first. That sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't read Naomi's first issue yet, but I've heard good things, and the second issue is out or is on pre-order or FOC cycle now.
Sorry, I was still trying to find more Rob Sheridan stuff, but I'm moving on now.
Did you see the Nightwing cover A?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Is that a Joker ripped face from Snyder's run?
Yeah.
Maybe? Or something else? That's pretty rad.
Yeah. Good old Rick Grayson still. Lovely.
Well, you'll be glad to know if you didn't like that.
Oh, that's Joker's daughter, too.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Who did I say was taking over for Nightwing? They're kicking Lobdell off, and it's one of the Jurgens, Dan Jurgens, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll see what he does. Probably restores everything back to normal, so you guys can quit whining.
Never.
It's a cool Teen Titans cover. Just the regular A cover I like.
Can't remember the name of the guy on cover B.
That was also good.
Yep. Crush. No, that's not Crush. Roundhouse.
That's Roundhouse.
Yep. Anything in IDW, sir?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's head down to Image, where we start with Bitterroot.
It's 4th issue. 4 covers.
Die #1 going to a 3rd print. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's surprising. Couple of covers for Extra Sisters 5.
Midwest 4. The first has gone to a 3rd print. The second has gone to a 2nd print. So, good things for Midwest.
Yeah, selling well. Monstrous makes an appearance.
Sharky the Bounty Hunter #1.
Who's writing this?
A lot of covers. Mark Millar.
Oh, so this is the one I got the Quietlies. I got a stack of Quietly covers coming. Sight Unseen. What do they look like? Oh, nice. I'm happy.
They're not awful.
Yeah, because
those are good.
I pre-ordered them without seeing them, and I'm assuming Frank Quietly's are going to be great. So I'm not even going to worry about it, but I could have waited for FOC.
Yep.
I should look at all these now. I should just see what the Sclera looks like.
Else you want. Yeah.
I'll put a little pin right there too. Come back to it.
I like the Yildimir. You're the Yildrim.
Yildirim.
Yep. It's a nice one. Yeah, they're all actually pretty good covers.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
All right, Marvel, sir.
That Nightcrawler's. If I have a favorite X-Man, it's probably Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna look at that Inhuck Lee. He always does some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Or she. Yeah.
Sean McGuire on the writing.
Yeah, I don't know that person.
Yeah, I might give this a try because I, as well, am a fan of Nightcrawler. I really enjoyed his amazing X-Men run where he was a pirate and drifting back and forth from the outer world to the inner.
That's the exact one I was thinking about. The last time I had really enjoyed him was then.
Yeah.
That was great. Was Bendis writing that?
I think so. Somebody was writing that.
Well, yeah, yes, they were.
Shut up.
Here's a Dazzler facsimile edition. So this is basically a reprint of that first issue. It's fun choice. I'll say it again. Please, Marvel, give me keys that I cannot afford. I can still get a Dazzler for $1.
Yeah, I have Dazzler.
Yeah, I got plenty of Dazzler. Give me something cool. Give me Amazing 15. Give me FF1. give me those. I think they did give me an FF.
I was going to say, some of those they've given you already.
Yeah. Shut up.
Sorry.
Give me more. Give me more. Give them to me all the time.
Do you think that's actually the cover for Black Widow #2?
Huh. That looks like a Zenoscope cover, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure.
I don't know. I'll have to Google Black Widow #2 just to see. That doesn't... Which one is Black Widow?
That's what I couldn't tell. Yeah.
I can't tell. It's not like the Diamond to get things screwed up. Yeah, usually if they get it mixed up, then everybody's got it mixed up.
I might try this Hulk Verines out just for fun because I like Greg Pak's writing.
What is it?
Hulk Verines.
Oh, yeah, he does do a pretty good job.
Yep.
I've heard fantastic reviews on Donny Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah?
First issue, so here's the second issue.
Oh, there's a Scalera cover.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you a little bit, but there's a Scalera cover. Yeah, nothing. Oh, that's, yeah, there you go. Ah, very nice.
So I'm toying on I don't know whether I wanted to, I know I got the first issue, probably a couple of them coming in. I'm not sure if I want to start another run of a Cates book. He's been good to me.
Yeah.
Kind of owe him. I got love romances, love stories that can only be told in a comic book. This is the Mike Myers special. He's a big romance comic fan. He'll definitely be getting this.
Wolverine Infinity Watch #1. There is a Perez variant on it. I assume it's an old Perez art, or maybe it's a new Perez art. That's what I don't know.
Where is it?
Down at Wolverine Infinity Watch #1. And someone said George Perez is stepping away from comics. So I don't know.
Yes.
One of the if this is a newer one, this may be one of the last covers he does.
Yeah, he will be at C2E2 supposedly. So this would be a good one to take and get him to sign.
There you go.
I mean, everybody gets him to sign Crisis. He signs stacks and stacks of Crisis #1. So
maybe take some Teen Titans stuff. No,
oh yeah, I took him Teen Titans. I think that's probably the ones he gets the biggest stacks of, are those two. That'd be my guess.
There you go. That's all for me in Marvel.
I was just looking at what this JT Scrawls Venom #11 cover looked like. Demonic. Oh, it's John Tyler Christopher doing the cover. JTC. Okay.
I'm not finding a ton in Boom that really sets me off. Of course, Firefly continuing to do well.
And if you are a Firefly fan, there is an FOC exclusive version of issue 4.
Ooh. Oh, that's an awesome. I like that FOC cover. Holy crap.
Enough to buy it?
No, but I like it. All right. Down in Dynamite, we, of course, have Crackdown #1. I talk a lot about video game tie-in series. Of course, Crackdown coming out here in the next couple months at Xbox exclusives. Definitely not as sought after. Definitely not as big of a deal as Anthem is. Very niche and very much a game that people are like, this could be awful or this could be good. Terry Crews is going to be one of the big stars of that game. I don't see Terry Crews or a Terry Crews-like figure anywhere on this comic, so that's probably a who cares from me.
Yeah, I really like the black and white cover, but it was $10, so the cover A is nice. Maybe. But you're saying...
I'm saying this isn't one. Yeah, if you're getting one, get Anthem. If you're getting two, get two Anthem.
That's great. That's great advice. I like it.
Yeah.
I tried to read Turok. No, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's just not. Stronghold #1 from Aftershock. Phil Hester writing with Ryan Kelly on art. Planet is actually a prison designed to both trap and shelter amnesiac alien entities of incalculable power. I like Aftershock. Phil Hester.
I like Phil Hester. I'm getting this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited about it.
I don't know if you need to jump on the 10 copy, but it is a really cool Tyler Walpole cover. I really like that cover.
Does that mean you get 10 copies?
Nope, it's 1 in 10.
Oh, 1 in 10. It's weird the way they word these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tempting. But a lot of moolah.
Yeah.
Valiant's doing Incursion.
They sure are.
I don't know much about that.
Yep.
Let me take a quick look because we need to talk more Valiant. We've been told.
Yep.
It's Andy Diggle
from Shadow Man.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice cover. It's this is the realm known as the Dead Side, where souls of the dearly departed linger, where demons wait for us in the dark for countless ages. Earth's chosen protectors have guarded the veil between both worlds, but there are other doors to the Dead Side, through which gruesome terrors from galaxies untold can trespass. So
I will not read the book based on cover A, but based on cover B, I'm intrigued.
Andy Diggle's not my favorite, but I kind of like the pitch there. Is it De La Torre is who you were looking at?
No idea.
Is that cover B?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that. That's worth thinking about. Zodiac from Zenoscope.
So which one's the cheesecake cover?
All of them.
Yeah.
But I think this is based on something else that's already pre-existing.
Yeah.
War between Camelot and the Order of Tarot wages Merlin the Magician. Looks to give himself an advantage by eliminating all his Tarot's biggest threats. Yeah, it sounds like... Isn't that... it does say it's introducing an assassin.
There's no money to be made.
Oh, it's a Grimm Universe title.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's part of the Grimm Universe. Yeah. So, yeah, not really speculator worth, but some people that I know that have really enjoyed some Zenoscope stuff. They continue to sample them and enjoy them. So,
that would be awesome.
I haven't read one for a while, so I need to check one out. Maybe I'll check out Zodiac. Doesn't seem as accessible since I'm not a Grimm reader.
Oh, I just read that the trailer for Umbrella Academy dropped as well. Oh.
Is that Gerard Way?
Yes, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And this is based on his original one that was well received.
Yeah.
Right.
That I can't remember if I have any of. Sorry, that's what I'm thinking out loud there.
That's all right. We're here for you. Work through your process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it for the FOC.
Yep, that's all I've got as well. Yeah, I didn't get any of it. All right. Yep, let's head over to previewsworld.com. Let's find January 30th, 2019, and let's see what this 5th week has to offer as we start, where we love to start in Dark Horse. Or no, in Image. Crap, Image.
FOC starts with Dark Horse, right?
Yep.
It's funny. Can't get consistency.
Ice Cream Man. Could be something behind these, so keep buying them. But yeah, not a lot for me in Image. These Spawn Matina covers, though.
Did we say the Ice Cream Man was ending?
Yes, I think you said.
Or Stavity. I got it confused
Stavity went
again.
on hiatus.
Okay, that was it. All right.
Man, that Spawn cover A is pretty cool looking.
You still like Matina? Even though he swipes from people?
Swiper, no swiping, but yeah, I still like him. All right, let's head on down Dark Horse. Fight Club 3. I stunk way too much money in Fight Club 2 and didn't make a dime back, so...
Yeah, I'm out. I thought the covers were great. I think they did a great job with the covers. It just never picked up.
Never caught the heat I wanted it to.
What about Word?
Weird.
This is one we were excited about this one, weren't we?
Yeah, I can't remember why.
It was on FOC a little while ago.
Yeah, Crimea, a failed attempt at recreating a certain U.S. super soldier.
Maybe it was me because I liked the Jeff Lemire cover.
Yeah, it could have been that.
I think
Doesn't sound like my cup of tea.
Right.
All right, see what we got in IDW. Hey, there's our last Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons. There's Rick.
God, I hope we got that ordered properly.
Yeah.
I don't know that we did.
I'm pretty sure because I thought I remembered grabbing that. If not, Eric, I hope we'll figure us out.
We tried.
We do. We really do.
We just did. I don't know that we have the focus to put these together.
If I saw something shiny, I moved on. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was like every other month, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. This is that really cool. Are we in DC? What are we in?
We're in IDW.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else there's nothing else in IDW.
Not for me.
All right, we're in DC.
Yeah, that was that cool B cover for Action Comics 1007. You like that?
Yes, I did very much like that B cover, that Patrick Gleason B cover. Not as much as I liked the Batgirl 31 B cover by Art Germ.
Is that not Middleton? That's Art Germ now?
It's Art Germ on Batgirl 31.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, the hits keep coming.
Who's doing that detective?
Brian Stelfreeze on the cover B.
Yeah. They're all nice. Who am I kidding? They're all nice. I'd like them all. I want to buy them all.
Yeah, we talked a lot about this Howard Chaykin cover B for 63. The old school look.
For Flash?
Yeah, for Flash. Sorry, Captain Cold.
It's just classic, great cartooning right there.
Yep. Yeah, and I remember we talked about this Heroes in Crisis B cover with the homage to the death of Jason Todd on the front.
Yeah, and we didn't make a big enough deal about it because I think it's going to be sought after.
I think so too.
And we did not order any.
Yeah. But we talked about it and we liked it. And
we talked about it.
Yeah. But we were both too wimpy to do anything about it.
Yeah, or something shiny happened and we went on.
Ooh, something else. Is that Azrael on the cover of Justice League Odyssey B?
Is
that Azrael on the cover of Justice League Odyssey 5B?
I don't know. Justice League Odyssey. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's a different Azrael. See, I recognize the Azrael on the A cover. But the B's crazy.
Listen to this Teen Titans Annual #1 synopsis.
Okay.
Betrayed by the Red Hood, Damian hunts down Jason Todd and vows vengeance or death. Doesn't that sound good?
It does sound great.
I want to read that.
Yeah.
I'm getting that one. Meanwhile, Jin and the rest of the Titans battle one of the other's closest allies, Joystick. That sounds less cool.
Mm-hmm.
Making his DCU debut from Teen Titans Go universe. Oh, is that me? Is that a big deal?
No.
No.
Nope.
So if you were in Teen Titans Go, that's your first appearance.
There you go.
Gotcha. And then who took over on Wonder Woman B covers?
Yeah, for Jenny Frison, Carmine Shirahama.
That's not bad.
Yeah, good looking cover. Not Frison, but good looking cover.
We haven't forgot you, Jenny.
All right, let's see what Marvel has to offer.
Oh, it's the final Marvel Knights we were just talking about.
Yep.
Truth comes out. The secret is revealed.
Let's see if it was worth 6 issues.
I don't think it will be. We'll see. Love the McKelvey B cover for Ms. Marvel 37. It says key issue in the history of Ms. Marvel.
Oh.
That's a great McKelvey cover too, man. I know we mentioned this and I just didn't order it. It's pretty.
Yeah.
You don't think it's great?
No.
Ah, you have no soul.
Yeah.
There's that dollar. What if Conan walked the earth today? Classic reprint of What If from like 77. Get yourself an X-Men 3D.
Ooh.
Uncanny X-Men 3D. That looks pretty cool.
Jim Lee art in 3D. Can't beat that. I got nothing else in Marvel. I'm going to head on down to Dynamite.
Not an Elvira. Yeah, I don't care about James Bond or Elvira or Peter Cannon or Vampirella. Don't care about any of those. Sorry.
Yeah, it just isn't hitting me where it needs to hit me. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
Boom. Talked about Firefly. Issue 1 going to a 3. Issue 2 going to a 2nd. Picked those up this week.
Yeah. We probably should have been buying those FOC exclusives all along.
Yep, we missed the boat on that one. All right, let's see what some of our smaller publishers have for us.
I think that's all Alterna book. Actual Roger #1.
Yep, $1.50.
I just saw a cool email from them where they have a partnering program for people that creating their own comics, but they can't afford to print them themselves. They can pair with Alterna's print runs. So for like $150, you can get an 8-page comic. You can get like 500 copies of an 8-page comic printed, just tagging on the end of one of their runs.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
You know, because you don't have the setup fees, and you don't, all the stuff that, how printing works. It gets relatively cheaper the more you print, because once the machine is running, there's really no cost. The paper's pennies.
Yeah.
It's all the startups and the plates and things that cost the money. So I think it's really cool. Now it's very limited, so but I think it's really cool that they're doing that.
Look for a full-page ad from Comics for Fun and Profit in the back of Alterna.
You could, I could do a business card ad in Alterna. I think they're only like $75.
Yeah. Well, for $150, we could just write 8 pages about ourselves.
That's true. Yeah, I like that. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Comics for Fun and Profit, the untold story.
Yeah.
That's not an awful idea. Now you got me thinking.
I get the wheels a turning.
Yeah. Who do you know that can draw?
I got a couple people I know.
Ah.
There you go.
You heard it here, folks. Here first, folks.
The wheels, they are a turning.
First appearance of Kyle and Drew.
All right, from Scout Comics, we have Shadowplay #1, Richard Rivera and Clara Meza. Set in the Stabity Bunny universe, 2 9th graders, Bard and Joy, accidentally awaken an ancient artifact, and Bard loses his shadow. When he begins to weaken, Joy calls upon her mythical contact and discovers that the two must be quickly reunited or both will perish.
Well, Stabity Bunny is your account.
Yep.
So, what do you say?
I'm in. Not a lot this week. Shadowplay #1 from Scout Comics gets a nod so far.
Okay. Unit 44 #1 is another Alterna debut.
You talked about Powers in Action, the Out Balthazar Action Lab book. Very all-agey, but I believe on the FOC you said you had some interest in it, I thought.
What was it called again?
Powers in Action #1.
Yeah, I think I did. At the time. I can't remember why.
Yep. That's all I'm finding, Drew.
Okay.
This is part of the podcast where we pick out our pick of the week, where I ask my brother Drew what is the one book that he needs to make sure he gets a hold of, puts back, because it's going to be the next big thing. It is a 5th week.
Yep. I like a lot of these B covers in DC. A lot of them. I think like your safe bet is going to be the Art Germ Batgirl 31.
Yep. And I am actually going to take a flyer on Heroes in Crisis cover B.
Okay.
The Red Hood special, that kind of harkened back to the death of Jason Todd. I think
I was saving Anthem for you. I didn't want to snake your Anthem from you.
That was on the FOC.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Yeah, for including FOC, get Anthem #1.
I am blending my things together.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to break up FOC and Sneak Peek with some feedback and listener stuff in between.
Hey.
So there's more of a dividing line.
Sir, I trust you for the flow of the show, and if that's what you'd like to do, you may do.
I have produced almost 500 of these now, so I guess I'm still learning. It might be
time to put a little effort into at least one of them.
Maybe I should really work on the format.
Yeah, and I also was a fan of...
So you said Heroes in Crisis 4.
Book that I'm now... Shadowplay #1. Of course, from Scout Comics.
Which one did you choose? Heroes in Crisis?
Yep, Heroes in Crisis cover B. Just because I like the cover, I think it's going to be a sought-out cover, and I think if you are a Jason Todd or Red Hood person and you don't get your hands on that, you're going to want to find it.
Why don't we talk these things through during the FOC so we can really capitalize on them?
Yeah. We didn't talk much about Journey into the Unknown Worlds for Marvel, did we?
No, we skipped it entirely. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's a Cullen Bunn, but it's one of those 80 years things.
We love our cover Bs this week. I might change mine.
What do you want?
I don't know. No, I don't want anything else.
Or you're high on your Teen Titans annual.
Well, yeah, but I just want to read that.
All right, this is the point of the podcast where I say thank you, Drew. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, everybody, for tagging along with us as we jump through this 5th and last week of January. If we missed a book, which I'm sure we did this week, and you want to tell us what it should have been, feel free to drop us a line on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Bumble, wherever you'll find Drew out. Who knows? And be part
Swipe
of the show.
right on Tinder.
That's right. So if we missed something, or if there's something you want to point out that we just weren't quite hitting on, please feel free to be part of the show and let us know. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.